Let's make some carrot hot dogs. Welcome to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we're making carrot dogs. Now this is one of my older recipes that I'm bringing back because I don't think it's getting enough attention. We probably put this one out in maybe our second year of filming the show, and now we're at year 10. And before we get started, I'd really like to just thank you all for such kind and generous comments on our 10-year anniversary show. It really means a lot to us because after 10 years, it's still just Jeff and I, so it really just pumps us up and keeps us going. So thank you all for that. All right, to get started with your carrot dogs. This is such a great recipe. It's so incredibly simple and it's super affordable. If you go to the grocery store and get a package of hot dogs or any kind of hot dog sausage kind of thing like that, they're about $5 for about 10 of them. So you can buy a bag of carrots, even organic carrots, for $2 or less for the same amount. And you're not getting any of that garbage that's in hot dogs. You're getting carrots, fiber, beta carotene, all those vitamins and nutrients, and it tastes delicious. So why not? So we're gonna jump in. First thing you need to do, I'm making this recipe with six carrots, but you can make a whole ton of them if you want. Double the recipe, triple the recipe, so you always have them on hand. It's great. So what you wanna do is, it depends on the type of bun that you're using to the length of your carrot dog. So I cut them roughly about the size of my buns. And then you wanna peel them. Peel all the skin off. Of course, rinse them first. And then, if you want, if you're trying to feed, if you're feeding these to your kids or any other picky little eaters, you can shave the ends off too, kind of round them off so they look more hot dog-ish. But if you don't want to do that, it doesn't matter. If it's just you, just skip this step. But, this just adds to its appeal a little bit easier. All right, and I've already shaved off the rest of mine here. Then you're gonna need a pot of water, and it's gonna have to fit all of your hot dogs or your carrot dogs and underwater that length. So you're gonna need a little bit bigger of a pan. So fill it with water, get it boiling, stick them in there, and then you're gonna wanna cook them or boil them for in between 8 to 10 minutes, and you want to keep testing them with a fork. And you don't want them to overcook. This is very important because if you overcook them and when you're turning them or when we grill them later, they're going to fall apart on the grill. So you want it to cook them until when you push that fork in, it still has a little bit of give to it, but it's not going to go all the way through that carrot. So I'll show you when I get to that step. Okay, so we're at that point right now. So these ones took about 15 minutes. So, everybody's carrots are going to be a little bit different. So if you want to come in and take a look to what we're looking for here. So if I press it, not super hard, still feels a bit firm, but my fork goes in pretty easily and I can tell it kind of stops about the core. And sometimes, if the ones that are a little bit thicker on the end, that may, be a little bit more firm still. But it's okay to stop at this point because you really don't want to go overboard. All right, I'm gonna clear this out and we'll get ready to show you the marinade. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. There's no denying the plant-based diet is a nutrient powerhouse, but did you know there are a handful of hard-to-get nutrients even well-crafted diets are often lacking? The latest research suggests that complementing your diet with a few specific vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s will help boost your energy and keep you thriving for the long term. That's why my daily health routine includes Complement Essential. Complement Essential contains the 8 critical nutrients lacking from most plant-based diets in dosages optimized specifically for us. As a special discount for our viewers, just use code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout to save 15% off of your order. Okay, so for the marinade, we are going to start with some smoked paprika. So I've got a teaspoon of smoked paprika and a teaspoon of liquid smoke. But if you didn't have any liquid smoke or vice versa, you can just use 2 teaspoons of the smoked paprika or 2 teaspoons of the liquid smoke. Then we have a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and then for just a hint of sweetness, I'm going to use a couple dates. That's completely optional, but there always is a little element of sweetness in there, so we're just going to add those to it, along with a half a cup of water. We're going to blend this up in our NutriBullet here, just until those dates are really pulverized. Okay, simple as that. I'm going to grab our hot dogs or our carrot dogs and a Tupperware. Okay, so you're going to need some kind of Tupperware like this that will fit the length of your carrot dogs. We're just going to set them in there. And then we're just going to pour that marinade over the top. And those date chunks didn't get completely pulverized, but that's okay because it's just going to infuse that liquid with that sweetness. Then you're going to put your lid on, and then you want to put this in the fridge. It's really best to do it overnight, so if you can prep these the night before you plan on eating these, that is the best. But at least I would say 4 or 5 hours. So, you know, if you're going to have them that evening, you could do this prep in the morning and they'd be ready for you in the evening. So into the fridge they go. I'm going to use it overnight. Okay, so we are ready to cook. I've soaked these overnight and they are nice and tender. So I've already preheated my pan here. This is just a seasoned cast iron skillet. You can use whatever you have, although I wouldn't do stainless steel because it's probably going to stick if you don't, especially if we don't use oil. So either carbon steel or cast iron. All right, so this is on medium high and we're just going to keep turning them and we're just going to cook them for a few minutes until they feel nice and tender. All right, guys, they are done. And what I did with this extra sauce here, I just basted them while I was turning them just for a little extra flavor. But they are done. If you want to come in for a closer look. That smell. They smell so amazing. All right, so I'm going to grab a bun and my toppings and I'll meet you at the table for a taste. Okay, so the way I like to eat my carrot hot dog is with some ketchup, some mustard. This is some spicy horseradish mustard. And some jalapenos. So these are some pickled jalapenos, kind of my favorite. All right, here we go. It's all about the toppings. You are gonna love it. Come on back next week for another great recipe.